What is up, guys? Xbox Tech Truck back today with another video. If you watched just probably my last video, you will remember I showed off some of the dust that was coming off my Xbox. This is still taking place within that same day, so I'm still cleaning it. Again, here was the stand for the Xbox. You can see it's pretty dusty, and the Xbox has already been wiped off. Here's the bottom of it where all the dust was clunked in. That's it now, looking all better. I'm still gonna do some last minute touch up. But I do just want to show you again real quick how much of it came off of it. And you gotta remember with dust, once it comes bundled together, it's all, it kind of just stays together. This might be hard. Here, how about this? I'll just show you by getting up. See all that? All that just came off the Xbox. And so that's kind of why I say cleaning off your Xbox, like I said in my video, cleaning off your Xbox is kind of important. A lot of people are scared to do it. A lot of people don't think you should do it. But I mean, just cleaning it off, doing a simple wipe down is not bad for the Xbox. It just makes sure that you're not allowing your Xbox to choke on anything. Like just like a car, you gotta take care of your car. If you don't take care of the car, you're not gonna be having a car to drive after a while. And one thing I've noticed, which I again talked about in my last video, is the One X was getting a little loud. Now I don't know if this is just because I've been playing more 4K games, or it's been choking on this, or there might be something wrong with the actual Xbox itself. I did notice when I first bought the One X that when I would play anything 4K, like the first thing I got that was a 4K content was Transformers. I think it was The Last Night. Yeah, I got that in 4K Ultra HD because, I mean, it wasn't the greatest movie, but I love Transformers, and I wanted to watch it in 4K, so I said, hey, why not? And so watching that, I kind of heard the Xbox going like, I'm not even trying to make noise, but it makes like a loud noise, like it's doing the fans blowing a little harder, or maybe something in the console's working a little harder. And I thought nothing of it. I was like, okay, it's kind of creepy. But as I started to play games that were still running at HD or 1080p, there was no noise. It was whisper quiet. As games from 343, Microsoft, anyone really that are making games for Xbox have gone on to the future with the One X, more and more games are starting to run in 4K Ultra HD, or at least have some sort of Xbox One X enhancements. And with that, I've noticed that the Xbox One X has been making a lot more noise when I play things. One game in particular that I really noticed it on is Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, obviously, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a massive game in terms of detail, story, graphics, everything about it is just gigantic. So it's kind of no surprise here that the Xbox has to work a little harder in order to, portray as much of the game as possible, which I think that's a bad word choice, but oh well. And so, but what I was noticing is when I started playing games like Halo 5 or anything 4K, is it's starting to make a little more noise. It's starting to be a little louder. But when I check it out, the back of the console isn't really dusty. It's actually pretty clean. When I was wiping it down, I looked at it and I was like, this looks fine. The only real dusty, I'm so sorry, sweetie. The only really dusty part was this guy. Again, that's where the stand was. And I mean, after wiping it down, it doesn't look too terrible after a while, and just giving a nice little blow. By the way, I hate handling the One X because it's such a heavy console. That was a little close. And it's kind of scary to hold because it feels so sturdy and ready just to do something, which I don't think that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, the One X was just making a lot more noise, and it was making me a little nervous, so I said, hey, let's clean it off. But the only thing I could find was this much dust. And whether that was the problem or not, I don't know to be sure. I don't remember exactly. I did when I first bought the One X. Sorry, I always do that. I'm not really like slamming it down. It's just the way it sits on my table. I can't remember exactly which vent is sucking in the air and blowing it out. I'm pretty sure the back one is the one that's shooting the air out, and the top one was what's sucking it in. But even the top itself was pretty clean. Like, I wiped it off, I checked it out, and there really is just not a lot of dust. So I'm almost nervous that it might be something to do with the internals, or if I'm just being paranoid and it's possibly just the 4K content I'm playing. I kind of want to hear from you guys who own a One X, or maybe even you people who are, no, that sounds bad, but for people who are really good with hardware and stuff, like, is this kind of normal for you, or is this normal in general that when I'm playing stuff in 4K or anything in general that the One X is going to be a little loud? I'm very paranoid with my consoles because I've only had one Xbox on me die, and that was the 360 Red Ring of Death. And even though that was an issue that was already addressed that was a lot of dust, a long time ago, it still makes me nervous to this day. So I just kind of want to get from you guys, like, what your input is. What do you think's happening? I don't think I'm going to go get it repaired, necessarily to say, because the console runs fine. It barely gets hot. It's the only time it gets warm. Actually, the only area it gets warm is about right here, which is exactly where the internal power supply is. So the fact that it gets warm right there is very normal. Another thing you should do before I continue is when you're cleaning your Xbox, after you're done handling it, wipe it down again, just because your oils or your sweat or whatever is on your hand can stay on there pretty tight, and so you just want to wipe it off. But yeah, I just want to know what you guys think. Do you think it's the 4K? Do you think I'm not keeping proper care of the Xbox? Or do you think there's something wrong and I should probably get this looked at? That's pretty much it for today's videos, guys. Just remember, if you do want to clean your Xbox on your own, just these two or just this will do well. You can get a lot of dust off of it from just wiping it down. Make sure you clean off the stand if you have a 1S or a 1X, and make sure you just get at least every bit you can, even the little pegs that it stands on. But that's pretty much it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.